Greetings, Carmen here. Today in yoga class, I am sharing Mula and the Snooty monkey. So we have our two puppet friends and our monkey, Yogi, who does all these cool yoga poses. So when I teach children's classes all over New York City, I love to bring my puppet and I love to bring my monkey. And this is a new book that I highly recommend by Lauren Hoffmeyer, illustrated by Ella Smatenka. So let's get into it. This is a fun yoga story. It also has a scan code to hear the story, so you can also hear it as an audiobook. Okay. Mula and the fly were practicing yoga beneath a banyan tree. As she stretched, Mula noticed some leaves falling around her. Mula looked one way, then she looked the other. But there was no wind to make the leaves fall. Mula and the fly continued to practice. More leaves fell. "That's strange," said Mula. So there's Mula and the fly practicing cobra pose. Suddenly, lots of leaves fell right onto Mula's head. Hee hee hee, ha ha ha. Mula and the fly looked up. The trees were covered with langur monkeys. They were shaking the branches, pointing and laughing. That wasn't very nice. Swati the monkey laughed loudest of all. He was a very snooty monkey. There's Swati, and the pink is a pink monkey. This made Mula angry. "Swati," she said, "what's so funny?" "You are," giggled Swati. "You look so silly." "So silly," giggled the monkeys. "I'm practicing yoga." "Because it's fun," said Mula. "I don't care how it makes me look." With a huff, Mula continued her practice. There's Mula. And the dragon pose. "I never look silly like you," smirked Swati. "I am the prettiest, the tallest." "The smartest. The most perfect monkey. I never ever look silly." So Swati has a lot of confidence, but let's see what he learns. What happened next? As Swati walked and talked, he tripped over a branch and fell out of the tree. Uh-oh. Swati had an accident. The other monkeys shook the branches and pointed and laughed. This made Swati angry. "You can't laugh at me. I'm perfect." We all fall down sometimes. No one's perfect. Let's see what happened next. "Listen, Swati, I understand," said Mula. It takes bravery to try something new and risk looking silly, but yoga isn't about being perfect. It's about having fun. The fly buzzed in agreement. Why don't you give yoga a try? So see, there's Mula and the fly. And there's Mula doing a headstand, doing triangle pose. Good. Look at that. All right. And Mula says, Swati says, no, no, no. Then he turned his back and walked away. Swati's still angry. Let's see what happens next. Suddenly a bird tapped against a tree. Without thinking about it, Swati moved his hips to the rhythm. This gave Mula an idea. Can you tap louder? She said to the bird. The birds tapped louder. Swati began to hum. The bird tapped louder. Swati closed his eyes and began to sway. Swati is dancing and singing. Let's see what happens next. The fly buzzed over to Swati and whispered, Swati, take in a deep breath. Swati breathed in. He could hear his heart beating quietly. Now lift your head, stretch your tail, and breathe out, said the fly. So there's Swati in mountain pose with his eyes closed, breathing in, breathing out, relaxing. All around them, other animals started to join in with the tapping. They clapped, they stamped, and tweeted in time with the rhythm. See all of the animals? What animals do you see there? An aardvark, a bear, that's a hyena, a deer. All the animals joined in. Try this out, Swati, shouted Mula as she moved her arms to the jungle beat. There goes Mula in Warrior 2 pose. There goes Swati in Warrior 2 pose. I can do that, yelled Swati. He copied Mula and moved his arms. Can you reach for the sky? Asked the fly. I can, said Swati. There's Swati in peaceful warrior pose. There's Swati in tree pose. Can you stand like a tree? I can. Can you fly like a pigeon? There's pigeon pose. I can, I can. Swati, you're doing yoga, said Mula. He's so excited to see Swati doing yoga. Let's see what happens next. Now listen to what your heart has been trying to say all along, said the fly. Swati focused on his breathing and listened. This time, he could hear his heart beating loudly. Have you ever tried this? Close your eyes. Focus on your breath. Breathe in and breathe out. You can breathe and meditate with Swati the monkey. My heart says to dance, my heart says to sing, my heart says to do wonderful, silly things. Swati gave Mula a giant hug. And then he started to sing. When a friend learns a new skill, we congratulate that friend. Take a deep breath in the jungle and sing along with me. Everyone loves doing yoga beneath the banyan tree. Swing around, stretch up and down. Yoga is for you and me. There they are. Swati's dancing, doing his yoga. After he finished his song, Swati took a bow. Hee hee, ha ha ha. Swati looked up. The tree was covered in langur monkeys again, but now they were laughing at him. Let's see what Swati says. To Mula's surprise, this didn't bother Swati at all. He just smiled and said, "Maybe you should give yoga a try." Swati's yoga poses. Now it's your turn. Follow these steps to practice. Mountain pose. Standing tall like a mountain, place your arms by your side and your palms forward. Let's see if we can try it. We've got our friend Swati right here. His arms by his side in mountain pose. Let's try the next pose. Tree pose. Start mountain pose. Place your left foot above your right ankle. Stretch your arms to the sky and touch your hands together. See the pose? Tree pose. So we're gonna take foot to the ankle and reach Swati's arms up just like this. Bring the hands together. Alright. There you go. Tree pose. The next pose is Warrior 2. Let's take a look at Warrior 2 pose. Start by standing with your legs wide apart. Turn your left foot to the left. Lift both arms to the side and bend your left knee. Look over your left finger. So he starts with his legs far apart, stretches his arms out, and then he lunges. Just like that. All right. Peaceful warrior pose. So a peaceful warrior pose, you put one arm up and look to the sky, just like this. Start in Warrior 2. Lower your right arm. So you lower that right arm to the knee, like that. To touch your right leg, raise your left hand up to the sky and over your ear. Look up to the sky, just like Swati. Okay, let's try half moon pose. Start in Warrior 2. Reach your left hand down. So let's see if you can do it. It's gonna reach down just like this. Reach the other arm up. There he is, doing half moon pose. And that's the end of our story. A fun yoga story, Mula and the Snooty monkey. If you'd like to have this story read to you, feel free to reach out to me. There's also a free audiobook available, and there are other stories by this author. Well, that's it for now. Hope that you enjoyed yoga and reading time with Ms. Carmen. Have a good day.